Hello everybody, welcome back to Local Plug, episode 14. Checked up on that one.
Yep.
We're here with Tony Delicious.
Hey.
And Mitch. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. We're just here.
It's going, dude.
It's going good. Yeah, no, I just dropped the Ugly Boy Tony, so I'm just pushing that. So that's kind of moving and just working on different stuff through that. So other than that, it's moving.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Oh,
pretty good.
Yeah, we're hanging out. You got your album on all streaming platforms, or just SoundCloud?
No, it's just SoundCloud right now. Most of the beats I have made just locally through Beats by Chef, so shouts out to him. We Ain't Spoke, so that's Spinatra and Loke. But there's also some online production that I got to get cleared and pay for the leasing and all that. So at the moment it's all on SoundCloud, but we're working on getting it up on some streaming platforms. Mitch has a new track out on all streaming platforms, I believe.
Yeah, it's my new single, Expired.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, that one came out like 2 weeks ago, I think. But yeah.
And you said you guys were working on like a joint.
Yeah,
EP.
we're definitely, after we put together Witchcraft and then a couple other like different unreleased stuff, we thought is a good like, I like describe like a fire and ice combination. Like Mitch is a very reserved, more like a toned down rapper where I'm all over the place. Yeah. I'm pretty like energetic, so we kind of balance each other out pretty well and kind of make a different sound than our own like solo stuff. So we're kind of planning either EP or a small tape or something along those lines.
Cool. You guys do a lot of stuff together?
Recently is more when we got close. As of like the Summit 2 event was really like we talked to each other on Facebook for a couple of years just because the rap community is so, well, it was so disjointed for so long. So I knew Mitch kind of was around, and then like a couple other people I talked to just over the years because like streetwear and stuff. But we only really got to like know each other and like hang out a bit as of like the last few months.
Yeah, cool. We made like a few songs and stuff, but like none of them ever came out for whatever reason. We did a few collabs.
Yeah, definitely. Like we had a few like verses that just got scrapped over the years and stuff. Like a lot of stuff for sure. Definitely.
Alright, so we'll get right into it then. So, like, when did you guys like start rapping?
Do you want to start this one or should I?
You can go.
Well, rap's been a big part of my life for a while. Like, I started off really, really young, like, posting stuff online. I was, like, 11 or 12, and I was, like, hot garbage. Like, I had every possible bad comment, every possible you're not black, every bad, hateful thing. And I was really bad as a rapper, though, so it didn't matter. I just kind of kept going, changed my name 3-4 times. And then, I don't know, after like 7 or 8 years of being bad, you start getting good.
Yeah.
So, eventually that's how Tony Delicious came out of it. And rap music was just a part of my life since I was younger because my cousin put me onto it. And we used to just kind of rap for fun and all that. Yeah. So it was around 11 or 12, I guess I started, but I didn't really start pushing my music hard till like 17 or 18.
Yeah, cool. Me personally, like I never really rapped at all until I was like, probably until I graduated, but it was like the same thing. Like me and not really the same thing, but like me and one of my buddies in high school, we just kind of like we listened to a lot of rap music. Like we considered ourselves like to be like to be I don't know, to have good to have good taste and stuff like to know we spent a lot of time on blogs and stuff like we're always on like Hot New Hip Hop and all that stuff, like just like checking out like every day like what was new, what was coming out. So then like we were gonna put out like a little tape, like kind of just like remixing songs, but like kind of like just being like funny, you know what I mean? Like just kind of like changing the song and like making it like our own lines, but like pretty much the same song. Like it wasn't really anything original, but then like we just put out a song once and then my buddy never really went anywhere. Like he never really tried to like didn't really have a lot of interest in it. So I just kind of like started doing my own thing then, and then so
Mitch has been pretty much pushing his own stuff for like as long as I've known him. Like I was one of the first people that I know. Like I reached out to like him and like a bunch of us like random loners. Like I reached out to Bales when he did that mannequin video back with Nathan a while ago. And like recently I reached out to AK, just like different stragglers I see like in the scene, because I don't know, like nobody really has a big head, but everyone kind of thinks that certain people like might be a bit guarded, where in reality it's just everyone's a bit, I guess, like sensitive or not sensitive about the music, whatever it is. So once me and Mitch kind of like linked up and we figured out that it was like everything was good to go, like collabs. Then then we started doing like shows and all that stuff. You were a part of both the summits and like the planning of both the summits. Also, it's like I said, Spinatra, Spencer Break had a huge part in that, and Moda Music, like as a collective, had a big part in the summits as well. Wouldn't be able to do without them or the tour we went on recently. But yeah, mostly just two bedroom rappers that came together and are working on stuff a lot more for the coming year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys do many shows?
I probably do more than you do. You turn a lot more shows down than I do.
Yeah.
I used to turn down absolutely nothing. Like in 2000, we're in 2018 now. In 2017 in the summer, I remember there was like 6 weeks where it was like every weekend I had like a show. Now they weren't good shows. They were like not open mics, but just like less than fabulous shows at less than fabulous venues. I'm not gonna name any names, but I will shout out the Rock House and say that anything we've ever put out there has been awesome. The Jazz Cartier show is awesome, and the Rock House is big shout out to the Rock House.
Tony Murray.
Shout out to Tony Murray. So
And Delicious.
and we did the tour with the Mac 11 New Atlantis tour. That was fun. That was, in my experience, probably my best performance as of late. I did mostly new material, which was unreleased at the time. Like most of like Ugly Boy Tony. I did a lot of that stuff, and then a few classics. Like I had to do Surf because I was told I had to do Surf, and I did Mudwalk too because that's a crowd pleaser. But overall, that was a fun experience. Just going around to different communities, and they like. Even though the crowds are roughly the same as you're seeing at the local shows in town, which is not bad, not great, could be better, the energy was awesome, and they definitely appreciated the fact that performers came out that way and showed some love to them. So it was cool.
Yeah. I think the community is kind of growing a bit now, and there's more people being welcoming.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely.
Scene here, and I think there's a lot of talented people in the rap scene here too, and it's all kind of coming out recently.
Yeah, I don't know. For a long time, it was just almost everyone wanted to be the one to to break through. You know what I mean? And people kind of want that for themselves in a way. You know what I mean? So sometimes people they don't really want to be working with everyone kind of thing. I guess you know what I mean? Everyone wants to be the first one to break through, but
it was never gonna happen.
Where we're from, and you know, we don't even have really a music scene that much in general. You know what I mean? You can't really name 5 people from Newfoundland that are you know
huge
doing anything that big with music in general, let alone hip hop or rap. So you know, we kind of all need each other to.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You know, and to get anywhere as a whole collective, we kind of all need to work together, and it can't just be a solo.
And Mitch has been preaching that since day one. I remember I put a group chat together of a bunch of random rappers. People didn't know each other. It was Mac 11, Harsel, me, Mitch, some photographers. I was like, okay, let's just clear the air here and let's do something about this because none of us are that great right now. Yeah. None of us I can't make beats, I can't mix. I write and record all my own stuff, but I can't do the other two. So I need someone to work help me with that. Photographers need stuff to take pictures of. There's a bunch of talented people here, but no one was working together. So now, you guys already mentioned, there's the scene's definitely coming together. Yeah. And also I think it's a generational thing too, because you're seeing kids that came up I was born in '97, so computers and phones and stuff have been around most of my life. So since I've been recording myself since 11 or 12. And been watching hip hop since such a young age, you have it's more natural to grow with it. Yeah. Whereas, say, the older generation of Newfoundland hip hop that had another stigma, I guess, associated with it, kind of had to read backwards and learn about hip hop after they were already more so into rock music or whatever, and transition that way. So it was more a natural progression for us.
Who We'll say all time biggest inspirations for each of you.
Off top, Kid Cudi for sure.
Yeah.
I can say big on Kid Cudi since I was like since he came about. Like I was probably in grade 7 at the time. I was probably 12,
Yeah.
and I was like really into the Kid Cudi. I don't know. Some of my like favorites, like I was really into J. Cole before that. Fuck J. Cole away.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, but now it's fuck rock, so like it's all good.
I don't
J.
think
Cole's
he-
cool. Him and Pump are cool now. It's chill.
Yeah.
I don't think his music really like influences me, my music, but like I definitely like, he was definitely an inspiration. Mac Miller, huge inspiration.
That was gonna be my first answer there. Mac Miller was
I know,
my
he's
like
big,
driving force to make music ever.
Yeah.
And then keep going.
Yeah, Tony used to be doing Mac Miller covers and shit.
Dude, I had my
He used to,
my
like,
first like
he
joint, my
was on
first
the
one I
match.
performed that I cared about. Mac Miller had a song called like Day One, a song about nothing. It was just like a throwaway, and I like Mac Miller used to have like red lights in his studio, so I had this studio room and I put red lights in my studio and I used to draw all over the walls. And I had this one song called Red Room Lights, and I rapped over that beat, and like a lot of people really took to like that one song. And I don't know, I remember I waited for no reason, like when he came here locally, like I waited in front of Mile 1 the day of for like 5 hours to make sure I was like there.
Yeah.
So like he's definitely probably my biggest like off the cuff like inspiration for just being a kid out of nowhere posting stuff online that got hated on, shit on, and then just worked on his style and grew. As far as musically, Kodak Black, I don't care if he's only 11 days older than me by the year, influences me so much, man. His birthday is June 11th, 1997. I'm June 22nd, 1997. But Kodak, man, I don't know what it is. Ever since I started hearing Kodak's music,
Man,
I'm
I
like,
love Kodak.
I love
so
Kodak.
much.
I love how silly he is. I love the shoulder roll. Him, Gucci Mane, Lil Wayne, all those guys. Just like anybody that not like I love rappers, and that's the thing. Andre 3000 and MF Doom are my top two like goats. But then we're getting into Lil Wayne and Gucci Mane because I think with lyrics and flow, you gotta have cadence too.
Yeah.
And I think cadence is probably one of the most underrated parts of hip hop, or maybe not underrated, but all the rappers that I take to have like, it's more their personality that I take to rather than the fact that they can say 1,000 cool words or lyrical, miracle, spherical.
Yeah.
Swimming
It's
pool.
how they say it.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like how you say stuff. Little Peep was amazing for that too. Like you could just like When I Die, Bury Me with All My Ice On. Like that's like iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like young artists that we lost too early.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
For sure. It's really sad.
The X situation got
Yeah.
to me, especially because everybody wanted to talk spicy. I'm a dead man.
Yeah, I
Like
know,
that,
right?
like,
Man,
I-
Twitter was like.
I had no time for that. I don't care. Like, I have no time for people who hurt anybody. But once somebody's gone, they're gone. Like,
Yeah.
don't speak ill of somebody, especially when
I
he
agree with
helped
that.
so many people. Like, that, like, and if you watch that sad video where he's literally fighting his self, his
old self,
his
yeah.
old self, like, I related to that so personally that, like, it just makes you think, like, if you got gunned down tomorrow, are you going to be afraid?
Yeah.
Are you going to be painted for your mistakes or for what you did right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
I
kind of
hated
scary to
seeing that
think about.
reaction, honestly.
super scary to think about. And then Fredo Santana, rest in peace to him. No one likes to bring that up. Jimmy
No.
Wapo, who I wasn't familiar with until after his passing, but R.I.P. Smoke Dogg from Toronto. And then, of course, Mac Miller.
Little
Yeah.
Pete, yeah.
And Lil Peep,
And Lil
which
Peep.
is literally a year, a couple days ago. So
Yeah.
we're losing them way, way too fast.
I
And
know.
It's really scary.
It's insane.
Sometimes I don't know if it's always because like we have more exposure to smaller artists who like because like how many rappers
true.
would have died in the like the 90s that we just
just
didn't
never heard of.
heard
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Because everyone's in the, it's like
It's a very like
everyone's
everybody
it's very
sees
available
everything.
now.
Well, like there was
You hear
videos of
about
Peep
it.
on the tour bus
Yeah.
like moments after it happened. So like it's just or even like X
And
in the
X in the
car.
car, yeah.
Like it's
With
all
anyone,
of it too.
like,
Yeah.
even like like as soon as you like when you pass away, like it's just like people like they kind of feel like they need to check you out now. Like they're kind of like, ooh, like who was that? Like
No, it's true.
like I never heard of him, but like I might as well now. You know what I mean? Like it's like even with Mac Miller, like how popular Mac Miller is, everyone was still on like
It's
Ariana Grande's
dude, it
boyfriend.
honestly,
passed away,
like,
Yeah.
I even kind of felt hypocritical myself because like I listened to Swimming and it hit me in like a real like at the time when he was still like alive and stuff, and it hit me in a way that I was like, this hits me really personally. Like I'm in a bit more of like an ignorant music mood right now, like, but this is an amazing piece of work and it's really like hitting me. And then, like, I seen a lot of people were basically like, oh man, Astroworld came out today, throw that in the garbage. And then apparently there was just so much, like, that really hit him apparently, and Ugly God made a tweet about it saying that.
I saw that.
Yeah, just, it's kind of sad. And then as soon as he passed, everyone was like,
swimming was so good,
swimming was so good.
Yeah,
remember that time when we did this and that to Mac Miller? Remember Mac Miller? It's like, dude, remember Mac Miller 6 months ago too? Because he was still just as good when he was alive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. The dead rapper conversation sucks.
It's unfortunate. Like, X was getting popular before he passed.
He was getting, like...
he was getting big.
He was, like, that... There's a new Little Pump, X, Sway Lee, and then some guy... There we go, yeah. That, like, that's gonna be a radio one. Like, the Kanye Little Pump joint is on the radio now. They turned it into "You're Such a Freaky Girl."
Oh my God.
It's a little bit cringy, but even still, man, like, if they can shop Pump into a radio hit, they can shop X into a radio hit.
Oh yeah.
Have you guys ever thought about? Well, that's like totally different from what we were just talking about. But have you guys ever thought about like doing something different than music? Maybe like making some merch. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, something else.
Yeah, like I think we both made.
Yeah, we both dabbled in it before.
I always wanted to like make clothes and shit because like I was always like into streetwear before I did music. But like I don't know, it's like clothing brands like dime a dozen nowadays. You know what I mean? Anyone can just like buy some long sleeves and like put a few graphics on them. I did that. It's just kind of I did it too. Like I had shirts, like I had hats, I had like tees and stuff. But like I don't know, it's just like. I'd like to do it if I had like a connection with someone who could like
push it for you.
Yeah, dude, like press the tees, like who could actually make it for me. Like instead of getting rung, like people like they'll try to like rake you for that.
Oh
like,
yeah, for
you know what I mean? Like they'll try to like charge you like $30 a tee. You're like, what am I?
Yeah,
selling
no,
them for?
exactly.
Like,
and it's like I can only
charge
for
$50.
like $32, something $2 a t-shirt.
I can't sell that shit for.
In high school, I tried to like make my own little brand called TDRC. Before I was Tony Delicious, the TD stood for a bunch of different stuff because my original rap names were just bad. So then I just made a brand, and I was like, all the cool brands have like not just box logos, but like 4 letters, just like or like something simple. Yeah. So TDRC, it was like. I think like the RC was recreational clothing was what I thought, or Rascal Clan. It was some TD the Rascal. What I was going with, so it was TD Rascal Clan, and then I had these long sleeves. They had like a 99-cent on like the breast and like a big barcode on the back that said TDRC, and I sold those like a really small batch of them. And my friend just looked at it and just out of nowhere, my friend Jagger actually, shout out to him. He was like, Tony Delicious Racing Club. And I just looked at him like with my eyes wide, and I was like, wait, what did you just say? And he was like, Tony Delicious Racing Club. He's like, what does it stand for? Like TDRC, like what is it? And I was like, honestly, now I don't even know. It could stand for anything. And I was like, is Tony Delicious like a thing? Like, is that something you heard of before? He's like, no, I just made it up. Like, and since then I've been Tony Delicious, and that was
That's sick.
That was the year. That was in high school. Yeah. So like that's where the Tony Delicious name came from. It was like complete spontaneity, and yeah, no, it's became quite the character, or something.
What else can we say? How do you guys find like producers to work with? Do you like find them through other people, or is there just a certain way that you?
I don't know, like.
Well, you got like 2 sides to your producer story.
Yeah, like I know, like I like trying to work with people like locally because like it's easier to clear it.
It's you don't have to send money around,
and you don't have to like scroll through SoundCloud like 6 months later and hear someone else like on a beat that you made a song to. Like, it's kind of like I've always hated that. Like I don't want anyone to touch that after I touch that. Yeah. So like I always kind of want like exclusive stuff, but. Like I know a few people around, but like when I first started, it was just like YouTube and like SoundCloud, like searching. Like I think I did my whole first mixtape was produced by some guy that I just met from Pittsburgh, like on SoundCloud. He just made all the beats for me. So like that's how like I started getting beats. But like after that, I just started, like no one really made beats when I just
Yeah.
first
A
making
lot of the
music.
Now
producers
it's
are
back
a lot of the
in, though.
producers are super low key. Like
That was back in like
or-
2014.
not even low key. Like they produce and their production is on such a level that not that they don't want to work with the rappers, but it's like a bit of a. I don't know. The rappers are thinking one way about themselves, and the producers think one way about themselves. Whereas if everyone just kind of kept
their egos.
their egos in check, and we're like, how about we try and make a good song? But as far as my beat selection goes, I've been ruthlessly known to use type beats from YouTube.
Okay.
Like ruthlessly known. Most of mine's like Surf, Famous Dex / Warhol SS type beat. Easy. Mudwalk was a 6ix9ine type beat I paid for, funny enough. But like other than that, then like type beats that I'll pay for the releases, or if they're like free untagged, whatever, I'll use those. But also, Spinatra it's whipped up a couple for me. Like I said, Beats by Chef threw a few my way before, and we're planning on working with them in the future. And my cousin actually is a producer, singer, songwriter. Jacob Critch. He does a lot of like production and mixing, mastering, and engineering. So that was who my. I actually had a full project with him, Waves in the Making, like 2016.
Is that one's on SoundCloud? Right?
Yeah, that door was on
yeah.
SoundCloud, and that was like pretty much all but like 2 beats were completely produced by him. So that was I guess one side of the experience, and then I went from being like a producer rapper kind of combo because I found that a little bit. The communication wasn't there, even though like we're like blood family and all this stuff, and everything was cool. He's just more into the R&B soul. And I was looking for like that trap sound mixed with a bit of this, a bit of that, but I was all over the place, so it was just easier to fit over beats that were already made until I could explain myself a bit better.
Yeah, it's easier like if you know how to produce like yourself, like Kanye West, obviously.
Exactly.
He's a big producer. So if you know what you want, like if you know the sound you want already, then you can just make a beat like that.
No, absolutely. I've always wanted to make like the song, like whatever the beats are in my head, but like I just like I don't have the hands, like I don't have the technical skill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the patience for beat making.
I agree.
It's
hard.
I've tried
It's
it too,
tedious, and it's like
it is hard.
you gotta be like a certain type of person to be
sitting there and meticulously like moving around.
Push
Even
it.
with quantization
Pushing
and stuff,
buttons.
I just can't do it. Like, I'd rather get up on a stage and jump around and scream and get my lyrics wrong
turn
and just
knobs.
like do my thing and just like Tony out for a little bit. It's a lot easier. Like I kind of like I not feel bad for the producers because they put in so much. Like I mean, it's like it's not easy. Like not easy. It's easy being a rapper if you want it to be, but like it's as easy as you make it.
Yeah.
But being a producer, you got to put in hours on the screen, just like staring, clicking buttons. So like I said before, especially for my music, there wouldn't be much Tony Delicious music without Modem music. So that's where all my like mixing and mastering comes from. So like, big shout out to them.
Are you the founder of YCNL, right?
I certainly am. Yes, I
So
am.
you want to tell us a bit about that, like how you got it started and.
Yeah, well, honestly, Mitch was one of the first admins I put on there too. Funny enough, before we were even close, I just knew that he cared about hip hop music, he cared about streetwear, and he cared about making sure the fugazi stuff wasn't around. There was no fakes, no bad music, like just the good, kept it high quality.
Yeah.
No fakes. So it started out as like streetwear buy sell trade when I was in the 11th grade, and then I was up one night and I was like, how can I make this like a community? Because there's a bunch of kids I see in Supreme, a bunch of kids that are listening to Tyler the Creator, wearing different brand names, like wearing Hype's clothes that don't know each other, they don't communicate with each other, their friends all think they're outcasts and weird because they're different. It's like, but there's lots of us. According to our page, there's like almost 800 of us, 700 of us, and growing in the Youth Culture Newfoundland page. And as of lately, it's been like really active. I'm not gonna say that I'm not gonna say it encouraged anyone to start making music, but there's a lot more people I see, especially from like in not so much like in town like the east end of town. The east end of town is pretty much held down by like a lot of the not older but like Mac 11, Sid Syndicate, Cult Syndicate. Their whole thing is like they're very east end based. But like out our way, there's a lot of people just coming out of high school and stuff. And like you said, like the Pete Sesh Spies and all them, like they're some younger cats that kind of came up and without pages like Youth Culture and all that stuff. I don't know where the music would have gotten posted because I remember just sharing stuff on my own pages and it kind of went nowhere.
It's kind of like a way of exposing everyone. It's kind of like what we do.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like a small, like, it's almost like a forum, I guess, but it's a Facebook page.
Yeah.
But
I think it's needed. I think
Yeah,
it's
I
needed,
think it's pretty
honestly.
neat.
It is. And at the same time, like, I think, like, when you see someone else, like, posting their music and putting themselves out there, like, a lot of kids who are, like, at home trying to, kind of thinking about it, and they're, like, not really sure if they want to do it. Like, they're like, okay, like, they can do it. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can do it. Like, I know multiple people who have, like, told me straight up, like, because of, like, me listening to your stuff, like, I thought I could probably make some stuff, too.
Yeah.
So, like,
I agree with
it
that.
all, you know.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. I've gotten similar, and, like I said, when I started, I was, like, 12 and hot garbage. So I get a lot of, like, the perseverance of, like, man, you starting back in the day as, like, that, like, chubby little white kid who didn't know what a flow or a 16 was, and, like, now you've made it, like, to this level. It's, like, a completely different person. It's, like, an evolution almost. So, yeah, no, yeah. Sorry, I kind of just lost my train of thought there.
Do you want to get him to drop freestyle now, or?
Yeah.
Sure. Mitchy Delicious Lego.
If you guys are ready.
Hey.
Come on. All right.
Hey. This is Tony Delicious Freestyle with my boy Mitch Drowned. Let's go. What? Unplugged podcast. Yup.
Just trying to make some bands.
What? I came through like Caillou Ballhead and I go in, whoa. Everybody know that my skin pale, I feel like something that cold. I look like ghosts, we pull up like ghosts. I've been floating through the city like that, I don't know. Ooh, man, like I don't know. Walk around the city like zombies. Everyone know that I don't fuck with mommies. I want me a new girl, but no one's a commie. Oh, don't rock my commie, I feel like a Japan. Everyone know how to chill with your man. Don't count them floats, but I got them right here. Everyone know, but I hit it like right there. I'ma just get it and get it again. Everyone know that Tony gon' win. I'ma just go off the top once again. They just thought that shit it was written. I feel like hair with my hair gon' split it. I'ma come in and I'll go off the dead end. I'ma give Mitchie a chance to get in. I'ma give Mitchie a chance to just get in. Go.
Catch me heating like a stove top. You were saying we were bros, nah. We should say you know I'm gross.
Hey.
Everything I do the most.
What?
I was heating like a stove top.
Hey.
You were saying we were bros, nah. What? You just think you know I'm gross. Hey. Yeah, hey, see me pull up long, sleep in the dash. Shorty say she smelled the steam when I passed. We was living like we dead. We was living like this night was our last.
Living like this is our last. I come through, swerve and I pass. Jump off the pills, no I ain't on that. Shh, I might be on that. Everyone know that I'm on rap. Everyone know that I kill, but we on back. Gon' bring it back like a quarterback. I'ma go throw in and don't need pigskin when I come back. I'ma comb my shit back. I'm too bald, don't need that. I said that so many fucking times that I might have to retract that. Subtract, contract. I don't need no diseases. These bitches feel like thieves. I brush them off and I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. He gon' go again, motherfucker. Feel like Freezer.
See me pull up long, sleep in the cap. Say you said you put the scene on the map. Yeah, serving the daps. Everywhere I go, that's victory laps.
Hey.
Hey, victory laps. Tony, we serving the daps. Yeah.
Yo. Hey. I knew in victory laps, I took its shape and I turned this shit back. Every time I'ma just bring it right back. Doing these victory laps. I might just make this a song again. Everyone know I might be wrong again, but I never been right. Been tight. Everyone like, oh, this is just some light work. Yo, something like fireworks. I don't really know how the lighters work. Put gas to the propane and I'll go firework. Ooh, this kinda whack. Everybody know I wanna repeat the damn track. I ain't really go with a damn, but it come. Oh fuck, alright. Man.
Like a moth, hey. Wearing all black, God,
Hey.
yeah. Gator, lacrosse,
Hey.
Gator, Lacoste,
Hey,
yeah.
Gator, Lacoste, I'ma come through like a motherfucking boss. Feel like I'm King K. Rool of an SSSB. Everyone know they ain't fucking with me. Tony D, feel like a Pokemon trainer. I just got let's go. Come on, let's go. Everyone know that I came back again and I'm killing the flow. Sorry I had makeup for the last shit, that past tense, that was shit. I'ma go in, don't CrossFit, don't do no CrossFit. Hey, I'ma just go and keep going. I'ma keep flowing, no sewing. I hate that winter cold, I keep it up. Everyone bitches suck my nuts. I couldn't give no fucks, no. Everyone know that I'm so.
That was great, you guys.
Yeah.
That was over 3 minutes.
It went a little bit iffy at points, but like, it was cool though.
That was absolutely solid, man.
That was insane.
No, that was sick, guys. Did you actually get Let's Go, though?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did though. I
Yeah,
actually
me too.
did. Dude, I've been playing it hardcore. Like, dude, I'm gonna Gyarados already. Like, dude, I bought the Magic Carpet. Fucking.
Me too.
Dude, you gotta cop the Magic Carpet from the God before
$500.
Dude, 500 Pokémon. You got a Gyarados for the third gym. You're laughing. No, 100%.
I wish I had a Switch sometime.
Dude, everyone should get a Switch.
Oh, Switch is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Well,
Should have a Switch.
I guess we'll end it off.
yeah, that was sick freestyle, guys.
Thanks,
Good
man.
job.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming for the interview too.
Thanks for
Oh yeah,
coming
no
on.
problem,
Appreciate
man. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We appreciate the opportunity always.
Yeah, I just want to say shout out to you guys. For
Yeah,
everything.
definitely.
We're doing
Thanks.
something different, and yeah.
Because everybody wants to be a rapper, producer, and then photographer or a clothing maker, and finally someone decided to.
So-
Someone cares
Do a
about us.
podcast.
Someone cares to ask the questions instead of have questions asked to them. So like big shout out to you guys.
Yeah. Just check out your guys' music. Like SoundCloud's big.
SoundCloud's basically
SoundCloud's
where you're gonna
basically
find
all.
me. Like check out my Instagram, my Twitter, Tony Delicious, Ugly Boy Tony. You'll find me somewhere. My links are around that way. Mitch, you're
Yeah.
more on streaming platforms, right?
Yeah, I got an album on streaming platforms. New single just on streaming platforms, and I got like, 50 songs on SoundCloud. So check
Alright.
those out
All right.
too.
We'll plug all your stuff in the description as well.
Hey,
Yeah.
appreciate it, man.
Cool.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.
Thank you.